Go. Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of the Stogie Geek Show. I'm your host, Paul Asadorian. Glad to be back here. This segment is, of course, brought to you by our sponsor, Debonair Cigars. StogieGeeks.com/Debonair for a complete list of retailers. And May 4th, Mr. Phil Zenke will be at the New Jersey Cigar Festival, njcigarfestival.com. If you want some Debonair cigars, make sure you call Mr. J. Savannah Smoke Shop. Order those bad boys up. They're awesome. You need to try those.
Good.
Now we're on to the Stogies of the week. Mr. Stogie Santa, you weren't here last week. You want to start us off with what you've been smoking?
Yeah, well, I tell you what I've been smoking for the most of the week is I got some news to release. Is that the J. Grotto is going to release the Lancero in a silk version.
You mean
wow?
Yep, the Connecticut, right? So that's
in a what version?
And in the Connecticut.
In a what version?
In the Connecticut. In the Lancero.
In a Lancero. You said silk version get
me
whatever. It'll be that type of show.
Oh,
get
wow.
that man another drink.
Yeah, get them in another. No, but
Wow.
let's see if we can get. Okay, ready? Let's start all over again. Ready? Let's cue it up. Okay. The Lancero, which we have in the reserve, is now in a Connecticut silk. So that was one of the breaking news. We've been smoking that a little bit, and also,
you know what? I've smoked. So Mr. Paul Joy was kind enough to give me some from a previous. I don't know if they're the same blend.
Yeah, they are.
So I thought it was fantastic, and a couple other people thought it was fantastic.
Well,
as well.
that's
So I'm
because
glad
of
to hear he's
popular.
gonna release it.
Popular. Why we're releasing it because of a lot of people want this in that particular blend. It's totally different from reserve, no doubt, and that's one of the big things that we're talking about. And the other one, another breaking news, is that the J. Grotto is going to come out what they call the anniversary, a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. It's going to come out in 4 Vitolas. One, which was my favorite, was in the Perfecto. Mm-hmm. It is that's what we've been.
So a Perfecto in the what now?
It's called the J. Grotto Anniversary.
Okay.
It's in a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. The binder and filler, we're not going to release that right yet because there's still a little more tweaking to do. And we'll have those. We should have them for the show in Vegas. So that's the story that I've been.
Both cigars before the show.
The Connecticut probably before the show. The Connecticut broadleaf probably ready for the show. It's going to take some time. So we won't have anything prior on the Connecticut broadleaf before the show. I doubt very much. It's so close with the aging and whatnot. We're not going to release it before it's time because cigars go through a funky stage. You get them fresh and you smoke them. They're really good. Then 3 weeks out, they go into a transition. You're saying that this is the same cigar that I thought I picked out. It goes in a strange – they go in different segments. I don't care who's blending a cigar. And then another 4 or 5 weeks out, it goes back to what you smoked in the beginning. So by the time we finally we got what we want, and we tweaked it. Now by the time we get it for the show and whatnot, it will be aged then. We're not going to release anything on the Connecticut broadleaf until the show, but the silk should be available before the show.
Now the silk Lancero, is that going to be the same? Is it going to use that 41 ring gauge that the
40
reserve's
ring.
using?
40. There's a 40 ring.
Okay, 7.5 by 40?
Yep. And like I said, why we're bringing this out for the main reason is popular demand. People have been asking and asking and asking. And why we didn't bring it out, we kind of like hesitant because how many Lanceros out there that have a Connecticut wrap? Not many. There are some, but minimum, And what we did, like Paul was mentioning, we passed out to certain consumers that they liked them a lot. Why won't you do this? Why won't you do this? And Jay, he's one of them. And Turd Master. The Turd Master. He's the driving force behind this.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
He's championing that.
Yeah, maybe we should call it J. Grotto Turd.
Maybe not.
No,
That's
maybe
probably
not.
a good
No,
name
no,
for the
but
cigar.
no, not really. But
You should call
you
it
know.
the J Special Edition.
Turd.
Because
And
Jay,
the last,
Jay is special.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
really what we're saying.
But
But
the-
like rides the short bus kind of special.
Yeah, there you
More
go.
so.
Jay's a special guy.
Yeah.
But but on
Love
a
you,
serious,
Jay.
but the Connecticut
Jay.
broadleaf has done did a really
Yo.
really nice job. That Perfecto really is a
And you're a sucker for a good Perfecto.
oh, I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for anything. You know what I mean? But anyway, that the Perfecto was we over and over and over again. We had like 5 or 6 Vitolas that we smoked. We got it down to 5, got it down to 4. And what happened between me, Paul, and his son, what we did was I picked out what I thought was my 4. He picked out what his 4. And what happened? All 4 of us come up with the same size. So we're going to go the Perfecto and 3 other sizes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go around and see what you guys thought of the Nirvana.
Start with you,
I'll
Paul.
start.
Go ahead, Will.
I kind of at first it was at the beginning of this cigar. It couldn't figure out what it wanted to do. I'll be honest with you. And I've liked a lot of the other Royal Gold cigars, especially. I really did like that HRS you talked about. I really like the way this thing has picked up midway, where it's tasting like a cigar right now.
Yeah.
It's
It
not
really
overly
amped up-
sweet Cameroon,
it
which
amped
is
up
something
in
I
strength.
like. I don't
The
like
what?
the Cameroon too sweet.
It amped up
I-
in strength in the.
Oh, yeah, I
in the
agree with
second-
that.
in
Yeah,
the second,
yes.
The first half, Will, I found was really mild. It
Lost.
definitely made a distinct change in the second half.
Yeah,
and picked up in
it's in
strength,
the
yeah.
medium as far as the nicotine level. It's
Yeah.
probably at the medium. The body's picked up a little, I'd say, on the upper end of medium to lower end of medium to full. But like I said, I like the way this thing really has transitioned in the second half. It seems like it's gotten into its groove right now.
It took a while to get warmed up.
Yeah,
I agree
it definitely
with you,
did.
Justin. That first half
I've had
was,
the Robusto in this, and the Robusto didn't. The Robusto was much quicker in terms of getting warmed up.
I gotcha. Mark Jr.?
Well, I agree with all your guys' assessments. I thought it sort of had like an unnatural sweetness in the beginning,
It did. No, I agree. That's a great assessment. Yeah, that's a good way
but
to
it
put
Yeah,
it.
it went
seems
away.
like it figured out
went
where it was going,
It went
yeah.
away after a little while,
And the
which I was happy about, to be
the
honest.
aroma
with you.
the aroma of the foot almost smelled like it was an infused cigar. It smelled so sweet when you
Yeah,
sniffed the foot.
that's all I got off the dry draw and smelling the foot, and it sort of like transitioned into the smoking aspect of the cigar as well. But
Yeah, in the beginning.
after a little bit, it went away, and it became a much better cigar in my opinion.
Stogie Santa?
So
We all know you're picky, so
No,
just,
no. I just found the combustion rate on this was a little off.
like, you weren't getting enough smoke for
Right.
the draw. No, I agree with that.
I just saying, like I said, the first 2 inches of the cigar, I really didn't know where it was going with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like you're saying, it picked up, it amped, and I agree with what you were saying. It went to a definitely medium in the full. And then on the second half of the cigar, I just felt like the balance of it was a little off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it needs a little more time. I don't know. Maybe down the road it'll become
settle
a better.
out a little bit,
But I
yeah.
just found the combustion rate on the cigar was just a little off.
Yeah.
And I think it doing that, it maybe it detracted from that. But you know, again, like he's finding his niche. That's you want a medium body with some sweetness to it. Like you're saying, you're
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
when you got that dry draw. I almost thought it was an infused cigar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For the Cameroon sweetness, I said this is not. It's almost like an artificial sweetness to it. In the first.
Yeah,
2
right.
inches.
That's what I said. It couldn't figure out what it wanted to do.
No,
either.
exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Hey, now, what is everyone lit up after that?
I did the Mode 5 that was kindly donated to me by Mr. Will Cooper.
is that an Aquitaine?
Yes.
So
Oh.
it's the Aquitaine what?
Mode 5.
It looks like a little Perfecto. Is that?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
that's
not,
that's a limited that actually it's not in general release. That Skip Martin of Romacraft actually sent me a few of them, and I was holding one back for Stogie Santa's birthday.
Oh,
So
it's wow.
Will, what did you light up?
I'm about to write up. I haven't lit it up. I'm still working on this camera. I
You're
want
going to
just kinda
write
see
it up or
through.
you're going to light
But
it up?
But I'm
No,
gonna
light it up.
I'm gonna light up one of the cigars I sent you guys, which is the DeCrossier Golden Blend, aged 10 years, which is a new release that they've sent us. And I've been pretty impressed with this cigar. I've had a couple of these already, and I've liked it. It's a Costa Rican-made cigar with an Ecuadorian wrapper. It's an interesting smoke, and I know we've smoked a few DeCrossiers, and Santana sent us some of these. But I've liked this particular Robusto size in this blend, so I'm gonna light that up.
No, you're
after
saying
this.
Costa Rican. Is that the wrapper or is that the binder and filler on that?
It's the binder and the filler. And the wrapper is Ecuadorian.
Okay.
Mark
Thank
Jr.?
you.
I hijacked one of your Opus X Angel Share Robustos.
That's totally fine. What do you think of it so far?
It's fantastic.
No construction problems.
Freaking awesome.
It had a little bit of a honky burn to start, to be honest with you.
Well,
but
you know
it
we had
sorta
that
caught up a
cigar
little
before
bit.
you lit it.
Yeah.
Same place you had your thumb.
Yeah, hey, but I did thumb this.
It doesn't seem as young as the regular Opus X.
No, not even close.
Blends.
Not even close.
Right off the bat,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
when did this come out? Just a few months ago at this
Yeah,
point, right?
yeah. Excellent.
No, I like it a lot.
I
What
lit
about
up
you, Paul?
I lit up a
We don't care what you
Padron,
lit up.
Padron 85th Family Reserve
Yeah, the natural.
in the
right?
natural wrapper.
You know, it's funny. I never tried that.
There's a really pungent spice that comes off. I mean, when the retrohale knocks your socks off.
Really?
Yeah, it's starting to taper down a little bit.
Wow.
I'm about I don't know if we can zoom in on that. But I'm about that far into it, and the spice is just starting.
How
to,
about cedar flavor?
there is a little bit of a hint of cedar flavor. Also,
it?
kind of a sweetness component that you get from it.
Wow.
Very, very different from the Maduro. It's a completely different cigar from the Maduro. So we'll see how it progresses. I'm really, really liking it so far.
Oh God.
So, Mark Jr., back to you to talk about your Stogies of the Week.
Sure. The first cigar that I have on my list here was a product of the interview we did on Friday, Paul. It's the Merleone Sea Lion Perfecto. Ariel did a special
Interview
interview
posted
with
it, yep.
us, which will be up any day now, right?
It's already
It's
up.
up.
It is
It's up.
already up. Okay,
Yep.
great. So you can see that. She gifted Paul and I both one of these, and then
Yeah.
the
From her personal collection.
Yep, and the
So these were
I'm
actually
blanking, La
aged.
Serena
Yeah.
Robusto,
Oh,
right?
did
so
you,
we each
did
got
you
one of
also
each of them.
realize there was two other guys on Stogie Geek's crew that you could have done something with?
I've never had those either. Those.
The whole thing.
Merlins.
I did. Not from her personal collection.
Not
though.
that one I haven't
You know,
had, but I've
yeah,
had the
we-
Merlin.
Well,
not
there
that
was
one.
actually
So
only
Mark and I
3 of
basically
these,
see
and
the-
I got one, Paul got one, and she got one that day.
No,
so.
Oh, did you
Oh,
switch
no,
it?
you're right.
Did
You're
you
right.
play switchy?
No.
No, I
No.
made Paul give me his. He tried to steal the second one, and I was like, "No,
I did. I had it in my pocket. and
Yeah, I'm
Mark
sure you
Jr.
had it in your
behind
pocket.
So, if you see my picture,
Of
this
what?
has a finished foot,
It
right?
looks hard.
Phrasing.
glad you noticed.
On
It's
behalf of Stogie Geeks, we apologize.
No,
Oh,
we
that's
don't.
right.
no, we don't.
we got aren't we? Don't we
We
have?
have the Story Geeks. I don't apologize.
Don't we have standards? We got to. Aren't we part of a standard group
Oh,
or something?
what?
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Standards.
Okay.
Tell us about the cigar. What
No,
did you think?
you
What
know.
did you think of it?
I thought it was very good, actually. This one had like a nice red pepper flavor that I thought picked up like gradually, and then like
midway,
in the
right?
middle,
midway, yeah.
it really shined in the middle of the cigar, and then it tapered off, and then it had like a more of a woody profile to end.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre because you
It's biz-
typically think of it the other way, right? Like
Pepper comes in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
In this cigar, pepper came in the middle, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which is
Now,
really
was that
cool.
a retrohale or just?
more on the retrohale?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. You could always get it a little bit on the retrohale, but it like
It
built up,
spiked, yeah.
and then it came onto your tongue. Never mind.
Phrasing.
Ruh-roh! You want my thumb?
it
You want to tuck
moved.
my thumb?
It moved to your tongue. In the middle
Yeah,
of the
to the
cigar.
back nine, right? Whoa!
It didn't have a creaminess component.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what you're asking.
It
Stogie.
did not.
It
It
did
did
not.
Did it have a little saltiness?
No, it didn't. There was no salt. There was no cream.
This is worth a $5.
Okay.
I said box split on this one.
Okay.
What was the
a box
MSRP on that cigar?
That is a box split, by the way, a $5.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, MSRP on the cigar. Let's
Cut me
get
down.
I don't know how much
One-
did they go for. We forgot to ask her that, didn't we?
I don't know. It's a limited. It's a limited resale.
Yeah, they only made
Oh,
5,000.
that's great. How
total.
much is it? It's limited.
pretty much.
No, I think she said it was like $8 or something
Wow,
like that.
good price point. It's
Yeah.
a
Go
nice.
watch the interview with Ariel.
Yeah, there you go. You'll be a lot better looking at than us.
Yeah, way better to look at than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So immediately stop watching this and go watch that.
yeah.
No.
pretty much. That's what we're saying.
There's a link on the Stogie Geeks page. Well,
Well, on the
After the
Mode,
show.
on this Mode 5, is it a little more ligero than the normal Accutane? It just seems.
that I don't know about. I don't know the answer to that.
Wow. It just seems.
I'd have to ask Skip that. But it's different than the Aquitaine. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
totally different. And it's just like
Yeah.
the mouthfeel on this is unbelievable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Silky. Oh, God. And I'm
You gotta
only
remember
looking.
that's a Ligero wrapper, and I don't know if it's in that Perfecto if it's doing something with it. But yeah, that's a
Maybe it's
Ligero
the
wrapper that's on
Vitola.
that
Maybe it's just
too.
the Vitola size. I don't know. But there's definitely
Yeah.
a different.
So did you say that that's an Aquitaine version of the Mode 5 that hasn't come out yet, or is that the traditional Mode 5 that's the Cro-Magnon blend?
What they've done with that, it's the Aquitaine blend in the Perfecto, and it's only available in a sampler that's right now at one or two retailers.
Okay.
And I think they're going to be taking it, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be taking it more widespread later this year.
Oh,
Yeah, because Zedman
God.
was saying that it only came in the Cro-Magnon, but
The Cro-Magnon is available at
regular
retailers.
release. Yeah,
The
this is different than
Aquitaine
that, though.
is very limited.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yep.
Stogie Santa, back to you. Were there other cigars? that you
No,
smoked
like I
recently?
said, I've
know
been
you-
tasting and blending all week. So, plus I
Will.
can't type.
Will, back to you.
All right, I kicked things off with I had a chance to smoke the couple of the La Flor Dominicana Misterioso 2013s. And if you go to my Stogie feed, and if you haven't seen this cigar, this is just a classic. This is one of those cigars. It's called the Collectors 2013, and it's one of those cigars. It's so good to look at, you don't want to smoke it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it smokes as good as it looks. Now, it's a barber pole by La Flor, so it has a broadleaf wrapper with an Ecuadorian shade, and it's kind of a real interesting design. It's kind of like tightly wound at the top, and then it kind of goes like a thin pinstripe barber pole in the middle, and then the bottom of it almost reminds me of a pencil point. But it's a pricey cigar. It's $19, and it also has Dominican binder and Dominican Nicaraguan filler. It's a 7x55 Perfecto. It smoked really as good as it looked. I really enjoyed this cigar. It had natural tobacco. It had some light pepper. As it starts and it hits that Connecticut shade pencil point, but once it goes into the broadleaf piece, you start getting that coffee and a little bit of that citrus. There's a nice bready component. It's not a Lido Gomez cigar that's going to knock you down. I think the strength is right at medium, and I think the body's right at medium to full. So
it is.
that's
It's
one
true.
thing I really enjoyed. It just didn't knock me down. It's pricey. It's limited production, I know. It's a special occasion cigar, I think, in my book. I'd still go box because the box is a 5. And I know it's pricey, but it's just something I want to have in my collection, and I'd want to smoke it.
It's the sexiest stick I've ever seen.
It
Yeah,
really
yeah,
is.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like
I would
it
love
lived
to
up it.
watch
That's
that
what-
roll that
I was
cigar.
thinking that too. Like how
That is.
limited.
You look at it and like what was saying, you're afraid to smoke it.
I
Not
tell you
afraid,
what, though,
but you don't want to.
that is the best of the Mysterios.
Oh, by far.
Really? Because I have a box of the
It
older
really
ones.
is.
No. The whole thing is the natural. I didn't like.
The original natural.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I
I
don't
got
know
a
what.
box of the
Same
Maduro
here.
ones.
Yeah, I just found it unbalanced. It just wasn't big. The Maduro, that one, I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did with the flavor. But the
It's a
biggest
very
thing,
good
what
cigar.
Will was saying, I was expecting I was expecting to get knocked over, Coop. I really was. I thought this thing was going to knock me out, but it didn't.
So I smoked an Oliva Series V number 4. This is the Corona size, which was recently released
I
into
love
regular
these.
production. And so I bought 5 of them, and it's every bit as good as I remember. From the special ones that they would give out before, I think that this has awesome, rich flavors, sweetness. It's perfectly balanced. I love this blend, and particularly this size. It's my favorite size of the regular Oliva V. It even beats out the Lancero. I've smoked every size in the Oliva V, so I can say with certainty that this is the bell of the ball. I think it even beats out the Milano and some of the special editions in my book. That's how special
The-
this cigar is.
yeah,
Not every special
I
edition,
agree.
right? Yeah.
You know what I find with this cigar? We always talk, again, aging's a very, what's the word I'm looking for, arbitrary type of situation.
It's a
which you want.
double-edged sword with aging. Go either
I
way.
like this fresh out of the. I really do.
And this is fresh, and I remember you saying that. So I'm like,
It
I
just
gotta
got
smoke
that.
one fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not that I don't find it overly spicy, but there's spicy components and peppery to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. And I like that. And like you're saying, how do you balance a cigar that small? It's incredible. Not that it's aged, that it's not that it's as good, but
Yeah,
I just
they
love
age the tobacco before they
It's
roll
fine.
it. Right? But
Right,
if you're
they
putting
age-
your own age on
that
it,
four
after,
is
yeah.
unbelievable.
It's got that. It's a very crisp spice. It's a very crisp flavor, and I think it might taper down. Over
And one
time.
thing I find, and I'm not knocking Oliva V's, I find the Oliva V has a consistency situation. I find that doesn't live up to my expectations.
I've never
Where
experienced- okay.
the 4 is solid
All the
every
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not saying it's terribly inconsistent. The other, I just find maybe that's so consistent. That's the situation.
Yeah.
If I haven't smoked 2 boxes of those, I haven't smoked the one.
Yeah.
I'm really excited that they're regular
Yeah,
production
oh, me
now,
too.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm
this is
very,
Oh.
very
box
excited
ready.
about that.
Yep.
These are ones you can tear through.
Yeah,
call.
for sure.
Good call.
Mark Jr., back to you.
My second cigar was the other cigar that Ariel gave us that day. I smoked the La Serena Prince Robusto.
Mm-hmm.
This is so the first one was made in the La Aurora factory.
Correct.
Yeah, this one was made by Pepin. This one came first. There was sort of a factory switch there. Now there's going to be another factory switch with them now that they're independent. But this one's a Connecticut broadleaf traditional 5x50 Robusto, Nicaraguan binder, and a double Nicaraguan binder, actually, Habano and Corojo, Criollo 98 and Corojo 06 from Nicaraguan. When I asked Ariel what she thought of this cigar, I thought she was like, she didn't fluff it up to be something it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
She told me exactly what she thought it was going to be like, and I thought it was exactly what she said it was like. It sort of had that, like, a little bit of a pepper, start to it that you'd expect from a Pepin cigar.
Yep, I agree.
It sort of mellowed out in the middle, got a little, it was a little creamy, and then maybe a little bit of like a slight cocoa and a little bit of spice at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a solid cigar. It's a try one, see if you really like it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. I smoked this one as well from the samples she gave us.
Yeah.
How was yours, Coop?
Uh,
Oh, that's right.
I-
I'm sorry.
I didn't-
We didn't get them. I'm just bringing it up.
Let me say something. I've smoked quite a bit of the Las Serenas. And you
that
guys
one
are
I
going to
had.
think I'm nuts. That cigar in the 60 ring gauge is really good.
Really?
You get it?
Really?
It really is good. It works with the 60 ring gauge real well.
No, I never tried them.
I've never
I
tried
tried
them
them both. I
60
tried
ring.
them. I did it. I'm only teasing. I tried them both. I like this blend better from Pepin.
I like the Pepin blend better too. I was surprised how good it was in the 60 and in the Churchill. A lot of people have liked that Prince size and the Sea Sprite, which is the Corona. I think it's worked better with a longer cigar. I really enjoy that Pepin. That's the blend of the two I really enjoy.
So
It's
this
the
cigar
four-line.
in the Robusto I just gifted, and by gifted I mean threw at Stogies.
They just do it at me. Look, I need another cast now. Look at
Yeah.
you asshole.
It's got the large band on it, and then when you take that band off, there's another band underneath it, which is kind of neat. But I agree with Mark Jr.'s assessment. That was a try one for me. I thought that the Sea Lion, and I smoked a couple of the different samples. I smoked the other Merleone with the lighter wrapper. Which one is that? Help me out, guys.
I don't know. It's a Robusto, too. I
It's
have
a
one
Robusto
here.
as well.
I haven't
I
smoked
smoked
that
that
Coop,
one.
this is
well.
unbelievable.
This one right here, Will. I don't know, Will, if you can see that one. Which one is that?
I can't see it.
This is the Merleone Robusto. It's there's a different wrapper on it. We talk about what this exactly is.
Is that the dark wrap? Is that the lighter or the dark
It's the
wrap?
lighter wrapper.
Okay, it should be the same one because they have. Well, she gave you the one with the dark wrapper.
The dark wrapper and the
That's
lighter
the
wrapper.
San Andreas,
This
right?
is the
That's the San Andreas, the
Yeah.
dark, which is very limited. So that's
That is
the
definitely
normal wrapper,
not-
which is
No,
the
no,
Ecuadorian
That is,
Corojo wrapper.
yes, that's a
This is the
Corojo.
Corojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the Corojo was a try one as well. It didn't overwhelm me. I thought that Sea Lion she gave me was really special.
You-
in my
you
opinion.
guys lucked
I smoked
out, 'cause
almost
like I
her
said,
entire
those-
line. So.
She was telling us there's only one in the box of those.
Oh, that's what
dark.
it is. That one right there.
No,
the
of the
Corojo.
Maduro.
The Maduro.
We didn't get the Maduro, Steve.
Oh, you didn't get the
No,
Maduro.
no,
Okay, I
no,
thought you
no,
did.
No,
I thought we
sorry.
did. All right.
I'll tell you.
Watch the interview and you find out all about it. Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Here we go. This cigar is a wet spot. It's unbelievable.
And which cigar is that
Unbelievable.
again, Stogies Santa?
Oh, the one Mr. Cooper sent me up, the Accutane and the Perfect. Oh my God.
Aquitaine and the Perfecto limited
I,
edition.
I had a feeling. That's why I
Oh.
held one back for his birthday. I meant to
Oh,
bring
my
it to Rhode
God.
Island, and I forgot.
I'm gonna ping. It's just, it's so unique. It's just, we can go in and dissect flavors or whatever. It's just so smooth. Oh, the retro.
I love what they're doing. Honestly, I'm 100%
and that's why I push
behind
the
what they're
fuzz
going
shop.
on.
Everything they've done,
I need to
anthropology.
sample some more
We
of that
we
line.
can't keep them in.
It's
Anthropology.
awesome.
It is.
It's so good.
He's just there isn't. I got a crush on Roma Craft. Skip is he's one of the hardest working people. I'm not that I know him all that well, but the guy's incredible. He
That
really is.
Aquitaine is just aged.
Oh.
Like I didn't when
Zedman-
I first had it, I didn't think it would be at the point it's at now. And I've told Skip that it really is aged well.
So Skip's in the chat room right now, and Zedman's asking him for confirmation on whether you know what you're talking about, Coop.
Oh.
So we're about to find out.
No, he's Skip's in the chat room.
Yeah,
Skip's in the chat room.
yeah.
Oh, good. I just
Call
thought. Oh, I'm telling you, it's just like I said. I don't know if it's the Vitola or if he just tweaked it a little differently. It's the Accutane and the Mode 5 is
Something I find interesting about their line is I like the Aquitaine and I like the Cro-Magnon blends, right? But I like them in different sizes better than I like them both in all sizes, but I find them. I like the Cro-Magnon, for instance, right? In that the Corona, the Corona Gorda, Anthropology.
Anthropology.
And then I love the Aquitaine and the Knuckle Dragger, right? Like those really stick out to me.
See, this is what I'm saying, and I don't want to get beleaguered on the point when we say construction. I know it has, but the combustion rate to me makes such a difference, and this is where I think he hits it so well. It really does. It's just I've never been disappointed of any cigars I've smoked from him. Never. He's in it for the long haul.
That's some bold statements from Stogies Santa right there.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I did a Davidoff Nicaraguan showdown. So I smoked the Toro, the Robusto, and the Short Corona. Well,
Ooh,
I've
look at this. What we got? Roma Craft. The Accutane Mode 5 is coming out in 2 weeks. Am I supposed to say that?
I don't know.
It's in the chat room,
so you can say that.
Oh,
I'm excited about my Davidoff.
Yeah, there was a
Nicaraguan.
pre-release done to a retailer. There he is.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should. Oh,
Skip Martin's stealing the show. So.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I'm stealing the show for Skip, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm okay.
All right, Paul.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry.
So my Davidoff Nicaraguan showdown, I smoked one of each of the 3 sizes: Toro, Robusto, and Short Coronas. I mean, I smoked those like candy.
What's that one?
Those are the Davidoff Nicaraguan Short Corona.
And they're getting better and better, Paul.
They're pricey sticks, and they are. They're
I don't
aged.
care.
I don't care either. I'll spend the money. So the Short Corona to me is jam-packed with flavor, spice, and just everything nice. To have a cigar that small and to be as well-balanced and present as much flavors, my only complaint, if you could call it a complaint about the Short Corona, is I wish it was a larger stick. I was telling Mark Jr. before, I like to take the Short Corona and smoke them back to back. Like that. Like I get done with one, I'm like, wow, I need another one of those because I want to go experience it again.
Thank you, Coop.
That's how special
Just tell. I am foaming.
a cigar is. The Toro, I don't know, do you guys smoke the Toro in the Nicaraguan?
I have not yet. No, I've
No.
only smoked the Robusto and the
The
Short
Toro's
Corona.
a friggin' awesome ride. Like, different than the Short Corona in that there's lots of more change-ups, right? They had a lot more tobacco to play with. And it starts off as medium. It kicks into high gear. You get spice, a hint of pepper, this medley of flavors that you find in some of those best Nicaraguan cigars. Like I think of some of the Pete
Smell that.
Johnson offerings when I smoke this and those flavors that you get from the awesome Nicaraguan cigars. You get that in the Toro. It's got more of a Nicaraguan twang to it than some of the other sizes. The Robusto is yet a different experience, and I haven't. You had some comments about the Robusto, Mark Jr., and I tried to put them out of my head. and I smoked the Robusto from the tubo, and it's just different. It's more of just a rich experience throughout the whole thing. It doesn't have some of those crisp Nicaraguan flavors. It's more of a rich kind of coffee experience, and very different from the other sizes. I didn't like it as much as some of the other sizes. So my top pick for me has to be the Toro.
Really?
Even over the
Wow.
short Corona, I'm telling you.
I got to revisit that because I was at the show. I had the Toro.
I
It
thought
was moi.
really good.
It was moi for me. I wasn't.
I think it's the best representation.
I
of
got to
this
go
blend,
back to
really
it. I
do.
got to go back to it then.
And I know we all like the smaller sizes, but I'm telling you,
Not always. That's not. That's
it's not. Oh, yeah. It's
but
not,
we tend
we tend
to
to
trend
gravitate
towards that.
towards
You're
them.
right. I agree with
Say,
that.
Take your time and smoke one of those Toros, man. It was
I got to
awesome
revisit
ride.
that. I had it at
liked
the
it.
show and I thought it was okay. Then
Yeah.
it was then I went back to Johan, who was one of our reps for Davidoff, and he gave me the little Corona. And it's just like, wow.
And I don't know if I could say, Boxworthy or fight Chuck Norris or.
I don't know. That's
don't know.
already box worthy for me.
You got to grab 5 of each of these and smoke them.
So it's let's put it this way. There's I think maybe that doesn't it's maybe a size difference. I think it could be a box worthy either way you go.
Either way you go, yeah. Find the one you like and
Yeah.
buy a box. And it's a
Because you gave me
fantastic
was
blend.
it Mark? Did you give me the Robusto?
I think so.
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah,
didn't do
the
much for
Robusto
me.
was my least favorite size.
Yeah,
out of the
I
three.
did- it
Not
did-
that it was a bad cigar, right?
No, but
And
no,
that's probably my favorite size. Out
Robusto?
Out of any? No. I'm saying just in general,
Yeah.
that's my favorite size, right? Like
Yeah.
the Robusto. Almost everyone makes a Robusto.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's my go-to when I see a new line. I always grab the Robusto because
Right.
it's
I don't think a lot of people are smoking the Toros because it's the highest priced one out of the line.
they're probably expensive.
And
right?
you're probably like, I want to
16,
try the
17.
Davidoff Nicaraguan, so I'll start with the short Corona. Maybe I'll get a Robusto. And the Toro being the most expensive. I tell you what, I bought a 5-pack of the Toros, and I am not disappointed. Again, my favorite. Bell
Good
the ball.
cigar, that Toro.
Did you smoke all
Mark
the
Jr. got
sizes,
me
Will?
hooked on those Coronas, but the short Corona. But that Toro's comes in its own. I agree with you, Paul.
And Will, what did you
Wow.
think? Did you smoke the Robusto?
I smoked the Robusto. I'd probably put it third, and I think that's the one I ended up reviewing. Originally was the Robusto because that was the first one I had. But the Corona, I'd probably put the Corona first, and the Toro a slight second.
Okay.
I have to reserve judgment until I try the Toro. I haven't
The
tried.
Toro is really good.
Give it a
Yeah, I
shot.
think it's a very good
I'll
cigar.
revise. The aroma. Seriously, guys, can you smell the cigar?
Put your pants back on, okay?
Come on now.
I don't. I got something rising in my shorts, and not the cigar either.
Mark Jr., back to you.
I reached into the depths recently, and I pulled out a EO brand 601
Wow.
Blue Toro. So this is got the old band, but it's from the original run. So Stogies, I got these from you when you finished. When we got the last of those. I mean, these got to be 5 years old.
All of that.
Yeah. This is so I smoked a Toro size 6.25 by 54. It's a Nicaraguan Puro with a Habano Maduro wrapper. Really, I was inspired to reach for this because of the Eric Espinosa interview on episode 89. It just reminded me of the cigar, and I knew I had 2 of them left, so I went to go back and get it. It had a ton of chocolate in this cigar with a little bit of pepper. I thought it was a really nice flavored cigar. I will say this one had the draw was a little too loose for me. It didn't make the cigar burn hot or anything like that. And I don't remember it being all the other ones being like that, so I think I sort of just got a one-off on this. But this is, I think I rated it box worthy. It's really unfair to rate it because you can't get them anymore. But
Right.
This is a blast from the past, man. I really enjoyed these when they were out, and I enjoyed this week.
Will, back to you.
I smoked. This is a cigar I originally had when I was up in Rhode Island. Was the 10th anniversary Bella Ancre Reserva. So Stogie Santa gave me one
I
when
wanna
I was
hear your
on my
assessment of it.
binge of cigars up there. I did enjoy it, but I came back home and I had a few more at home and I wanted to smoke it. And I was more impressed kind of smoking it when I wasn't on a smoking binge like I was up there. So that's the limited release Connecticut broadleaf version of the 10th anniversary Bella Ancre, which is that I love that Perfecto. I love that it's a slightly tapered Perfecto. I kind of called it the Perfecto that smokes like a Parejo. But at the same time, you got a little bit of that tapering effect with the Perfecto. It's not the most complex cigar I've had, but it's got that coffee, mocha, earth, and pepper. It was probably the flavors were rich. I mean, they were. I thought it was pretty close to full bodied, and the strength was a little bit up there, medium to full. Not saying I'm going to put it up there with the Noelis Reserva, which I think kind of stands at the top, but that's a pretty good. This 10th anniversary Belancre Reserva is pretty good, and I think it's going to get better over the next few months.
Yeah,
So I had it in the
agree.
box split now.
I agree with your assessment, Will. I smoked one of these, and I thought it needs a little time, and I think it has a tremendous amount of aging potential.
Yeah,
I thought it was ready right now, but when I had it with Stogie Sander, I thought it needed some time.
Yeah, I agree
yeah.
with that. And again, it's just an assessment of different people that comparing it to that Noel Reserve. I just don't get it. Noel, whatever Reserve. And I'll tell you what. At this point, I still love the original release. I really do.
The original Belancre?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I bought a box of those original.
It's funny you
Belancres.
say that. I like it better too
Me
than
too.
the Reserva. I do.
Yeah, I do. I
At
really
this time, I think the Reserve is going to age.
I think what's going to balance out, and if you
Yeah.
want that really chocolatey sweetness,
Yeah.
it's going to amp up a little bit more. But at this point, I'll go with the original release.
Yeah, I
at
agree.
this point, for me.
I concur. Let's see. Next
Paulie.
up on my list is a Don Carlos Edición de Aniversario 2007 Robusto. This is a redo, and I really get it now because stop the presses. Paul had some construction burn issues with previous ones, of course.
No.
I think I might have smoked one or two of these previously, and the draw was a little tight on them. It was a little snug. This one, though, did not have that problem. It was a perfect draw and construction, and I really get it. This is one of the most complex flavored cigars around there. I mean, just talk about all the different flavors that come and go in spice and balance, and it was just really, really good. Medium-bodied, there wasn't too much strength, but there was tons of flavor. I'm saying practice your Bruce Lee moves, as you're going to want to fight Chuck Norris for these.
Does this have a Cameroon wrapper on it?
I'm not sure. We've reviewed this cigar a lot. So
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look.
I don't know what.
These things are fantastic.
They're just awesome. I mean, they carry a high price tag, but you're still going to want to.
It's a special occasion cigar, man.
Yeah, you're going to want to
Yeah.
rip that chest hair right out of Chuck Norris, and that's what you want to do.
Good luck.
You never seen Game of Death? Game of Death? Wait, Ben knows what I'm talking about, right? Game of Death.
Oh, he's eating pizza. What's he
Game
know?
of Death when he fights Chuck
I
Norris
know, I
and he
got it.
pulls
Hey.
the chest hair.
I got it, dude. It's like it's a sketch.
I was
or whatever.
watching Game of Death with my toddler. You know.
Poor Braden. I feel bad.
You subject them to those crap movies?
Hey now. It's classics. It's called.
Oh, I'm in heaven.
Back to you, Mark Jr.
I smoked a Padron 46th in the Maduro, Family Reserve in the Maduro. This is a cigar that I got away from for a while. I kind of thought that the 45th was way better, and I stopped smoking these for a little while. So, these have been in my humidor for a while. I have to say, though, coming back to this one, having smoked mostly 45ths when I went to the Family Reserves for a little, this was awesome.
It needed.
needed time.
It needed time.
Absolutely.
And I think you even pointed that out. Remember when they first came in, we smoked them, and Mark, I agreed. I said, And I don't know. Some couple of shows back, I don't know if it was Coop or Mark.
No, I've smoked.
I don't know who it was.
Since then.
Inspired me to go back to that because I
Yeah.
was like,
No,
I
it's
don't
me
get it.
because you gave these special gifts when I did the party in Vegas last year, and everyone smoked them, and we were like,
Okay, and
blown
I knew it was
away.
right.
And I've smoked
I went
like half
back
a
and it was
dozen
like,
since the,
this
my
wasn't even
God.
like the same cigar.
No, it didn't. This is way better than
Way
I
better.
remember it being. I thought they had this really nice coffee flavor, right? That I loved. I loved this cigar. Now I say it's as good as the 45th
I
in
agree.
my opinion.
Yeah,
It's a different
All
cigar,
together.
but I think it's as good, and I'm all about it. I think
And the whole
it's
thing
great.
is, how many times do you say, I think we all agree, anniversary, or whatever you want to call them,
Family
anniversaries.
Reserve,
Yeah, they don't normally age to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You smoke them while I smoke them right away. Aging them is almost a redundant thing to do because they are what they are because they age to the tobacco.
Did you find the smoke? I found when I smoked the 45th, my palate is tired, and it's so satisfying that you don't really want to smoke anything after that.
You know, I think that's the best compliment you can give
Yeah.
a blender or of a cigar. It's like, I'm fine.
Yeah,
right, I'm done.
And I remember, lighting them up Stogies Santa would come in the shop, and then he'd be like, "Oh, you're lighting up a 45th. You're not going to want to smoke anything after that." And I'm like, "Dude, you're totally right. Like, I'm completely." With these though, these I find are more smokable, right? I think you could.
They're not as spicy as the
not as
45th.
yeah.
The 45th is a spicier.
equally
Did you
as
find
good,
sometimes
I agree,
I
but-
found after doing what you said, the 46, I found the 45th to be unbalanced after doing the 46. No?
Well, I said that to you the other day. I was like, dude, I'm out of 45ths. I need to get one and smoke it again. So I'll report back on that. But I'm definitely interested to go back and smoke a 45th now.
I never would have made that assessment against the 45th, but still, I tell you what, it's amazing when. Okay, what's our next one? Enough of that.
And we lost Coop.
We lost
Will
Coop.
you
Okay,
there?
I'm here.
No, Coop's
Okay.
back. Okay.
Yep. So I'm up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I smoked and this is one I also sent you guys. So I'm kind of curious in the next few weeks what you guys think of this. I smoked the My Father Draper's 126th anniversary cigar. So the Tatuaje, which I talked about last week, that you guys also had the 127th anniversary. This is the 126th anniversary. What this is it's the core My Father cigar, but they've replaced the Ecuadorian Rosado wrapper with a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. Can you guys see me?
No.
No.
Nope. All we see is you in
That's
a
all right.
suit.
Will, go with it, Will. We
Okay.
can hear you. So.
So what they did is they replaced the Rosado wrapper with a Connecticut broadleaf, and it's in one size, a 6x52 Toro. It's about an $11 cigar. To kind of, I guess I'm going to steal a quote from Seth Humidor. I called it he calls things like this an entertaining cigar. It's not a bad cigar. It's interesting to see what the broadleaf did to this blend compared to the Rosado wrapper, but it's still a pretty good cigar. Nothing revolutionary. It's got a lot of those bittersweet chocolate notes. So you get a little bit of the bitter notes, you get a little bit of the sweet notes in the chocolate, which I kind of like. It had some earth notes, and then it loses some of the chocolatey qualities and gets more earthy in the second half, and there's more of an increase in pepper there. It's a medium strength, medium bodied cigar, but there is a upkick in nicotine at the end of that cigar each time I smoked it. So I did find it increase somewhat. Still won't knock you out, but there is a little more of a surge in strength. I had it as a 5er. Like I said, it was interesting to smoke that blend with the Rosado, but it's not going to top the My Father Rosado, which is a great cigar in my book. But it's still worth a 5er.
Nice. Next up on my list is the Avo Limited Edition 2014 88. This was gifted to us by Will.
And what a difference.
Yeah, so the tobacco in this cigar is very interesting. It has a Dominican Yamasa wrapper. The binder is an Olor Criollo from Dominican. The filler is Piloto Viso, Piloto Ligero, San Vincent Ligero, Corojo Olor, and Criollo, all Dominican. How about that for a medley?
And not only that, you realize the primings on that, how high the primings are on that?
Yeah,
that's insane.
This is a serious cigar. The suggested retail is about $16. Coop did a nice review on this one. I thought it had nice flavors. It kind of fizzled out for me a little on the end. Certainly not the best of the special editions from Avo that I smoked, but it was extremely enjoyable. In all those different tobaccos, I tell you what, you pick up a lot of different flavors in this cigar. It's got a lot more complexity, I think, than a lot of the other Avo regular blends and a lot of the Avo special editions.
And it's not super grassy either.
No, it's not. It's not a total grass.
I thought the
fest.
middle part of that cigar, the second third of that cigar was amazing. That was my favorite part. The right in the middle, the second
in the
third.
middle.
Right, the second.
For me, the first third, second third were good. The final third was kind of but
it was okay.
Yeah, I agree. I'm calling it a 5er. I don't know if you go buying a whole box.
I think I said 5 too.
Yeah,
This is a 5er to me.
I was very high on it. I was much higher than that.
I'll go 5. Maybe.
I love that cigar. That was that's one that it's not up there with the 10 is still my favorite, but this one's really good. I think I was telling you guys the ones I smoked were sent to me by Davidoff, and I did buy a box afterwards. And I think the ones I had from Davidoff had more age on them.
Oh, remember,
okay.
yeah. You see you know what I was talking about before?
Yeah.
And like I said, it happens. It just needs a little time.
It's
And
good to see what they're going to become, though.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
that's,
loved it, but I could see because the box I bought is what I gave you guys, and I could see where you guys are coming a little with that.
yeah, you know it's going to be down the road, and that's part of that. I love that part, knowing what a cigar is going to be down the line. You know what I mean? It really does. It's even when the one I smoked, even though it was young, you knew it was going to be there. It wasn't terribly bad, but it was just fighting itself.
Mark Jr.?
The last thing I did was I redoed a couple of the Tatuayas from 2013.
Oh, okay.
I smoked a Cojite, and I smoked the Regio Reserva.
Oh, I want to see the Regio Reserva. Can you do that one first, please?
I think I did do that one first.
Did you?
No, I didn't. So you'll just wait.
Yeah,
So back and when I originally smoked these, right, I thought the Cojite was great, box split all the way, and I thought the Regio was just okay. It was sort of between a try one and a fiver, somewhere in there. The Cojite, I'm very pleased to say, is almost exactly the same as what it was a year ago.
So it's got to be box worthy.
It's box split. I said exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
Okay.
It's the flavors were, I went back and I provided the link in here back to episode 53. What I said, I agree with exactly what I said then. The woody flavor, sweetness, earth are still all there. The strength held up over the past year. I still think it's a really, really good cigar to box split.
Love the Cojite.
I call it a box worthy cigar.
I call it box worthy, too.
Me too.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, either.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can either or. You're not going to go wrong.
On the other hand, the Regio Reserva, I find to be doing way better now than it was back then.
Really?
That's what I was hoping
Yes.
to hear. Yeah.
I got to do that. I'm gonna go back on that.
Me too.
I originally rated it a 5
If you need some coop, let me know.
and stated that it was dry.
Right.
And that it just didn't really appeal to me. This one, the dryness has sort of gone away. The dark chocolate flavor has really come forward in this cigar, especially in the middle third. And the fact that it's like trending towards the better, I think really says something for this cigar. And I think it's going to continue to do that, to be honest with you. And I think it's just going to get better and better. I've smoked these Regio Reservas from when did they come out? In 2009?
No.
The first time?
That's the first time, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the first
2009.
time, yeah.
They were awesome when I smoked them, and that was
Right.
probably in 2011. So if this one continues on that trend, this is going to be a very good cigar. I'm really interested to see where this goes over the next time. So I know that these are still out there. The Noeas are not, but these are still out there if you're interested. So I'd recommend
Absolutely.
picking up a couple and see what they do.
Will, back to you.
So I'm going to shock you guys for the second week in a row, and I'm going to talk about Habanos, the Juan
Yay.
Lopez Selección number 2.
This cigar sucks.
Absolutely.
No, it doesn't.
So it is, so it's a Cuban, and the Selección number 2 is a Robusto size. Juan Lopez, in my opinion, I'm actually more of a fan of the number 1, which is the Corona Gorda. But I haven't smoked a lot of the 2s. But Juan Lopez is always what I think the true definition of a Cuban boutique. And I have some background information on Juan Lopez in the Stogie feed. But overall, I mean, it was really a nice cigar. It had notes of cedar spice. It had a little bit of a grass and a bready note. As you kind of get into that cigar, there's a nice sweetness that comes about and blends with the cedar really nicely. I love the retrohale. You get some of that cedar on the retrohale as well. For some reason, the last third of this cigar that I smoked got harsh. I'm not sure, maybe it's just one of those things. But the burn was okay. It could have been a little better. But still, I like the Juan Lopez brand as a whole. It's still a 5. Probably would have been higher if I didn't have some of the issues towards the end of that.
I didn't get any of the grassy notes off that.
On the Corona, I did. I didn't get it on the Corona, but on this one I did. for whatever reason.
Wow.
I'm assuming it's an authentic. So if anyone thinks it's not an authentic, they can ream me. But I'm assuming that it is an authentic that I smoked.
Excellent. I smoked a Davidoff Grand Cru #1. Have you guys ever had the Grand Cru?
No.
No.
Oh yeah.
So the and this comes from Famous Smoke. I just happened to pick this little fact up. The shapes of the Davidoff Grand Cru are cigars that Zino Davidoff launched in his original line of cigars in 1946. So these cigars come in sizes of ones that you guys will like. They're pretty much all Coronas. There's one double Corona it's 6.1 by 43. The rest of them are Coronas, 5.6 by 43, 5 by 43, 4.6 by 41, and 4 by 41. So they come in smaller ring gauges. It's an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, and I was actually really surprised that Davidoff made an amped up Connecticut that's full of flavor. You think that, oh, well, it's Connecticut wrapper and it's Davidoff, so it must be mild. It was full of flavor, medium bodied. It's awesome Stogie Geek sizes, and it's awesome Stogie Geek's flavor profile too. I got vanilla. It was very smooth, creamy. It didn't have that overwhelming herbal grassy note. It was a little bit in the background, especially in the first third. Quickly dissipated. The price is high, about $17 a stick. I smoked a 6 1/8 by 43, which was the #1 size. And I think these are box worthy. I mean, this would be one of my go-to morning smokes for sure, afternoon smokes. I mean, this is just a really versatile cigar. I was pleasantly surprised. I bought one just on a whim, just to try it. Had previous expectations or whatever, and I was really, really surprised.
Nice.
Yeah, really good cigar. Pricey, but really, really good.
Davidoff pricey?
Yeah, go figure, right? Well, you get what you pay for. Is that true with cigars?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, right?
Oh boy.
The other one I'll do really quickly as well. I also smoked from the Davidoff one is the Classic series, and I smoked the #1, which is a 7.5 by 38, and this one was really, really old, probably more than 5 years old. Had a little bit of plume on them. Again, this features the Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. And even with all that age, it still had some punch. Now, I think that the Classic series has that herbal, grassy flavor that I know not a lot of us are a fan of, right? But these with 5+ years of age on them, I mean, the cellophane was yellow. The band on it wasn't white anymore. It was, it was brown. It was just fantastic. It was fantastic from start to finish.
No shit.
Rate fresh out of the box, I wouldn't pay the price tag and smoke these. I think that herbal grassy flavor would overpower them. You put 5+ years of age on them, and this is a box-worthy cigar all day long, even at that price tag. So this was really special.
Nice.
So, Mark Jr., you got more?
No, I'm out.
Will?
One more. So this week it was announced that Viaje is bringing back the Exclusivo in the Lancero. It's going back to Atlantic Cigar, and that's a cigar that they originally released for their 15th anniversary. I happen to have one more left, and I decided to go back and smoke it because I had not smoked these in a long time. So this is the batch that was made towards the end of 2011. It's probably got about 2.5 years of age on it. It's got that oily Nicaraguan Criollo wrapper that the Exclusivos have. It's a Puro, 7.5 by 40. They're going for now about $9.50. Atlantic has just put them back up there, and I have not smoked this in a while, and I forgot how well this blend shines in the Lancero. And the exclusive blend's always one. I just think it really stands the test of time there. Nice notes of coffee, earth. It's got a nice woody taste to it too. Some pepper there. I think this cigar mellowed quite a bit from what I remember. It was more of a medium strength, medium bodied cigar. Very pleased with this release. It's worth a box split. I'm very glad that this cigar is coming back as well because I think this was a nice Lancero that Andre released.
Now this is a much thinner cigar than the Super Lance, right?
Yeah, this is an authentic Lancero. That Super Lance was more like a long Corona. It was a 46.
Right.
So this is a true Lancero, or close to a 40 ring gauge Lancero, let's say.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm burning my fucking fingers there.
Just to round things out, I smoked a Don Arturo Anniversario Destino El Siglo Churchill.
Churchill.
Say that 10 times fast. When
When
you sniff the foot of this cigar, I mean, it's this cinnamon nutmeg flavor or aroma, and it tastes like cinnamon and nutmeg, and it's a really good thing. There's a little bit of spice, very well balanced, awesome
sounds
cigar.
like eggnog.
Yeah, box worthy. Yeah, almost like an eggnog. I'm telling you, when you sniff the foot of it, you're going to be like, oh, my God. These were probably not the most popular of the Destino Siglos that come out, so you find them in local retailers.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're awesome. You know, they're a little pricey, probably upwards of $18, but these are awesome.
Yeah.
And these are going to age really, really well as well. I think that's great aging potential. But the thing that stuck out in my mind,
I haven't even seen those yet.
the cinnamon and nutmeg is really, really, really cool. All right, that was my last one. We're going to round out this segment. We're going to come right back after a short break and talk about bells of the ball. The bell of the ball. We're going to do
This
the Mark
fucking
Jr.
thing, Coop, is unbelievable.
We'll be right back.
Wow.
This is... I hope he does. I hope he does this, Coop. This could push him to the top.